89.9.
This is Pit Stop with Gamboa and Eggay Quesada on board right now.
I'm so sorry, Jada.
No, it's alright.
I was pulled by the boss. I couldn't say no.
Akala ko hindi pa tapos magpa-blow dry.
Blow dry.
No.
Blow drying. Ito naman si Eggay, nagpapa-shampoo pa kanina.
Shampoo.
Dahil pang chismis.
Ang dami
Wow,
chismis.
wow, wow.
Photo chismis.
Wait, chismis ba? Or di ba news naman pinag-usapan natin?
Well, yes.
News.
Pero kung gusto yung chismis,
Alam mo,
guys, you should have a microphone inside the booth when the mics are off.
Right. No, but yeah, our guest, one of our guests today, he's actually here already.
And let's talk about him like he's not here yet.
Yeah, this morning we were exchanging messages on Messenger and sabi niya, mamaya sa program, marami daw siyang gustong batiin. So let's give him the chance.
Yes.
Of course.
I have a timer,
Some
1
of his
minute.
very close friends.
So, like, how close are we talking about?
Yeah.
Uy, Portland.
Malalaman natin mamaya.
Ilang
mamaya.
kilometro ang layo niya sa Paragon Plaza. It is Pit Stop because it's a Wednesday. And what pieces of news did we baon today? Ikaw muna. Just a headline.
No, I'd rather have Eggay first.
Oh, Eggay, you first. Headline muna.
He's gonna Google.
Yes.
No.
No.
It's not. No,
Ano yan?
Madami siyang baon.
what I got kasi it's not currently loading right now.
Okay. What have you got for headlines?
Anyway, I think we're reading some of the ongoing promos of Bello.
Okay. Uy, pahingi.
What a douche this guy is.
Pahingi, bigyan mo. Give me a copy when you get one. Oh, game.
Okay, you don't
headline?
read it.
Well,
No,
thank you.
There's one good news last Sunday. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. announced this. This is for MRT3, LRT1, and LRT2.
Okay.
It started last Sunday up to June of 2028. So 3 years. There's this 1+3. Meaning, basta sabi niya kasi Sunday is family day.
Okay.
So for as long as you have your family with you, maximum of 3. So 1+3, it can be 1+2.
Okay. Wow.
Maximum +3.
That's nice.
Free.
Okay.
No
So if
IDs needed. Basta as long as you ride together.
Yeah, so that's mom, dad, and then 2 kids. If you're the third
Yes.
kid, huwag kang kasasama. No, I'm kidding.
Bayad ka na ng mura lang naman.
Iwan ka sa bahay.
Yeah.
Kasi may bayad ka na.
Yeah, so
Alright.
that's 4. 1+3.
Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah, for 3 years. Nagulat
Okay.
ako dun sa 3 years. Akala ko 1 month lang.
We'll talk about that later. Has it uploaded yet?
Well, no, but pero I'm just gonna talk about it from the top of my head.
Okay.
So, Auto Industria, a news outlet, is currently celebrating their 25th year in the industry.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, I remember when they started, they were. I think they were talking to RBJ, my dad,
Your dad,
Butch
yeah.
Gamboa. I think they were proposing something about collaboration.
Aww.
This was year 2000, and my dad wasn't really convinced because he didn't really know anything about the internet
Okay.
back in the day. Diba?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So my dad was really hesitant to, even entertain
partner.
the idea of having that collaboration. No? So yeah, I mean, now fast forward to 2025, 25th year anniversary nila. They were, really making waves
In
in
the
terms of doing
internet.
features,
Yes.
car features, news, transportation, traffic management. They're really, one of the top outlets out there.
Speaking of which, I missed them, Auto Industry. If you're tuned in, I'm
you
still
go.
available for...
Yeah.
Because, I like the paycheck.
Who does not? Come on.
No, more particularly from Auto Industry.
Oh, shout out to the guys from AI, Brent Co, Vince Porn.
Yes.
I don't want to
Who
say,
else?
but yeah.
Oh.
Ang dami na nila. They've grown so much. I think
Yeah.
they're like more than 10 in the office now.
You know how to reach me, guys. 8631000.
You mentioned
0899.
AI, on that online stuff that your dad was really hesitant back then.
Back then.
In 2000, I started go-karting. That's where I met actually Benj Ngo first. Brent's partner, Benj
Okay.
Ngo. Si Benj yung una ko nakilala and then Brent. So when we started talking, I asked Brent, so what's autoindustria.com?
Okay.
It's an online platform,
Of
etc.
course.
So sabi ko, sa isip ko lang, di ba? Sabi ko, these guys are probably doing something else, no? Aside from this auto industry. Kasi tama ka. During that time, 2000.
Who would have sunk?
Yeah.
Nobody had an idea.
Internet. What's the internet? Diba?
Yeah.
Baka nga
We
during
didn't
that time, dial-up pa eh.
Yeah.
So
Diba?
true.
ISP
You would
bonanza
know.
yan.
Yes. mga Pacific internet.
Yes. But now here we are.
Yes.
Playback.tv/magic899. Folks, setting your requests and your questions for our guests. And not just for our guests, but now you can throw in a question here and there about cars, about anything about the road. International tayo, no? Even
Yes.
international traffic laws, we know about it. No, you guys know about it. I know nothing.
Well, they're similar, so.
I have absolutely no idea, but we'll take them all. In the meantime,
Magic 89.9.
this is Pit Stop with Gamboa, Eggay Quesada, and Jada, and we've got one more bit of news coming from Eggay. What's that piece of news that you want to talk about, Eggay?
Yesterday,
Dramatic pause.
NNIC. No, let's talk about the airports. New na Infrastructure Corporation Chairman Ramon Ang, together with Secretary Vince Dizon, announced yesterday that in 6 months' time, all our airports will be having facial recognition gates.
Wow.
E-gates, no? So to speak. Hopefully, matapos unang-una siguro Terminal 1 or 2. No, they will start with about 30 to 50 gates.
Scanners with scanner.
Yeah, so it will really save time for everyone. And RSA is doing this without charging the government or the travelers.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
this is really good news.
I mean, not to be a crab, pero how effective would you think?
We
The
will find
facial
out. Let's find out in
recognition thing.
hopefully December or January.
Baka in 25 years, effective na siya. No, I mean, because I'm thinking, I'm sure they will purchase these cameras and the equipment. Baka may latak they can donate to the NCAP.
I mean, thanks to RSA.
I'm
right?
optimistic. Yeah, I believe in RSA.
Yeah,
Thank you so much to RSA.
Hopefully it was, carefully thought about.
Yeah.
Unlike, the fiasco of the EDSA, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and that incident in that bollard incident in Terminal 1, no? Just to remind our viewers and our listeners, that was placed there before NNIC took over.
Yes.
Yes.
And I hope by now napalitan na nila yun, ano?
Yes, hopefully with a much stronger one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Not a plug and play one.
On
huh?
the off chance that RSA is tuned in, sir, you're more than welcome to, just drop by.
Yeah, join us.
Next
Let's
drop by.
join us.
Yeah, it's very near.
Okay, and in a few minutes, we are going to be talking to our guests with some hot topic on the road for, not just for today, it has been going on. The conversation has been going on for weeks, right? Later on, let's give them a teaser. Who do we have this after? We're not going to talk to them yet. But who do we have this afternoon?
Alam mo, bihira to, no? Magkaroon tayo ng guests na magka-edad. No, anyway. Yeah. Today, we're very lucky to have them, no? These guys are...
I have nothing to say to that.
Yeah, I'm not connected with this guy. Huh?
Anyway, yeah, we are lucky to have them. These guys are our esteemed colleagues from the Motoring Beat. They've been in the industry for so long. I won't mention the years, but yes, we have the motoring editor of Business World, Cap Maceda Aguila, and the editor-in-chief of Visor, Mr. Vernon Sarne.
Okay, we're going to have them
Soon.
on later
In a few minutes.
In a few minutes. But
Magic 89.9.
tonight, but this is Pit Stop by the by. You got Jada, Gamboa, and Eggay Quesada in the house. And today we have decided we want to talk about, yay or nay, the EDSA rehab postponement. Right? Because, every week, ever since I started with Pit Stop, which was like 2 weeks ago, it's a different piece of news about the rehabilitation every week. And today it's a different one as well.
Yeah, I mean, we actually talk about it off air. So that's how interesting it is.
It is.
To everyone, not just
everyone,
us.
yeah. And I'm sure the people out there who are tuned in are also confused already as to what, they're going to do with their lives.
It's very much Filipino government.
Yeah.
No? We make laws.
And then
they
change.
enforce. Tomorrow they don't. So just like the announcement recently, EDSA Rehab's gonna start June 16, and then after a week or so, the president cancels it. Postponed, sorry.
Are you blaming them?
Just so our guests know, you know what? Because when we found out about the news, these guys, they bought their EVs right away because the EVs and the hybrids are exempted
Fake
from
news.
the odd even scheme on EDSA. So they bought right away. And new bikes even.
I actually heard you guys talk about it in Two
Right?
Girls in a Car, ha?
Yeah.
I
So, they
forgot
bought,
to
so now
comment.
they don't know what they're gonna do with the new. Well, I guess
You have to
you
give
just
it back. Spark it, park it.
just spark
Anyway.
it. Anyway,
Kala ko spark it eh. Iba yun, ha?
Eggay, why don't you introduce our guests for
All right.
this afternoon?
Okay, so for our first guest, we have naka-Portland Trail Blazers. Ano to eh, Clyde Drexler era eh.
Wow,
yeah,
okay,
anyway,
on the
yeah.
red corner.
One of the most esteemed.
Alam ko Bill Walton era pa talaga.
Uy, grabe.
But yeah, he's the man. He's the man, right?
Palaliman ba to? Ng balon. Ayan.
All right, first, the motoring editor of Business World, Cap Quesada Aguila. Hi, Cap.
Hi, Cap.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
And demanding.
Oo nga eh.
Sorry, yes.
In demand.
Sorry.
In demand.
Galing sa photoshoot. No?
Ah, pwede kang demanding.
Naka-makeup
talaga.
siya, ready siya today.
Okay, our neighbor actually, no. Just over Capitolio, Pasig.
Okay.
Very near.
Okay.
Very near. Vice's editor-in-chief Vernon Sarne.
Hey, welcome back.
Alam nyo, welcome
Yeah.
back. Wag kayo, medyo deceiving yan, ha? Mabait yan si Vernon, pero prangkang tao yan.
Yes. Nasa lugar naman.
Okay.
Straight.
Straightforward, baby.
So let's get right to it then. How do we feel about the postponement? Who goes first? Age or beauty?
Age.
Age.
So, dalawa kayo.
Age. Si Vernon ang tinuturo ni Cap. Age daw.
Actually, si Vernon, to your point earlier, we were talking off the air, Eggay, no? Same year kami ni Vernon pinanganak. Huwag natin pag-usapan. 1982. 1992.
Akala ko 85.
Akala ko 97.
Ang dami tayong same year, ano?
Same year kami and
Sa
same month. Same month. too.
Motoring
What?
industry,
Yes.
marami silang same birth year.
Wow.
Pero censored na yun, wag na.
Wag na.
Kasi tamay ka doon, Eggay.
Hindi, malayo.
Sabay-sabay lumaki. Alam mo yun.
Okay.
Orientation
Let's
is,
get straight to the
Pero clue. Dahan-dahan eh.
Pumasok ako sa motoring beat. Kumakarera na si Eggay.
Wow.
Yun.
Sa
Wow.
sa point.
Not to you.
So,
Hindi naman, hindi
newbie
naman.
si Vernon, ikaw, ano ka na? Kumbaga novice siya, ikaw nasa...
Super sporting class na siya.
Hindi. I just had no. I just had my first communion then.
Ay, sus.
Anyway,
Legacy class na.
Legacy class.
Noon pa lang.
First drift.
Sige,
First drift na yun.
Okay. Let's not
Okay.
alienate our listeners. But, okay, so how... si Cap muna, no?
Yeah, Cap.
Okay, Cap. So, what do we think about the postponement?
Personally, I welcomed it. Because I probably like the rest of you guys, I was dreading it already. Actually, I was trying to do the research. I was even looking at Visor's matrix. Medyo nako-confuse ako with all of the information, no? Especially since there were two things that were going to be implemented. Of course, the number coding on top of the usual number coding, the
That's so weird.
UVVRP,
Yeah. Yes.
or Unified Vehicular Volume Reduction Program, which has been in place, it has to be said, since 1995. Can you imagine that? So, yeah, like the rest of you, I was dreading it, and therefore, I wasn't really looking forward to June 16. So when President Marcos said that he was going to put at least a pause to it, I welcome that bit of news. And although of course it will be foreseeably a temporary pause, I still welcome that. But I really hope that government will come up with something better and definitely something shorter. Because who wants to be hassled for 2 years?
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody. Definitely. Okay.
Let's hear from Vernon. No?
But before we hear from Vernon, let us take a minute, okay, to pause. Oh, wait, before we hear from Vernon, let's say hi to the people from Playback. From my point of view, this is these are the people that I see. Christian Dom, Chad with the 4 A's, and JP Siton, and somebody... Ayon, Christian Dom 899 said, same here, I love the Audi Cup of Sir Eggay. We're giving it away at the end of the show, no, I'm kidding. No, we're giving it away talaga. Before the show ends.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah. we're
Stop
gonna
it.
throw like that.
You're making Pit Stop fake news peddler.
Magic 89.9.
You were listening to Magic 89.9, and there is a trickle of world pop into Pit Stop because we're talking about K-drama off air. Who would have thunk? If you know Vernon, well, if you didn't know him or if you know him, mahilig pala siya K-drama, guys. And right now, we are gonna, because we left off from, what's Vernon's take, but before
Cap
that,
steak. Yeah.
after Cap, we're gonna listen to Vernon. But before that, it is now 3:52.
Yeah, that time check was brought to you by San Miglite. Get to the right life with San Miglite.
Kaya na kaya tayo magkakaroon ng San Miglite.
Pag ang time check beer sponsored, iba yung Tony Wee.
May
no?
happiness. There's joy.
Feel mo.
In the delivery.
Masaya ako kanina sa isa ha.
Alin yung fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun
ako
all
yung,
nga.
Ako yung Sprite. Masaya ako doon sa Sprite. So, after hearing Cap's take on the EDSA rehab postponement, we are gonna listen to Vernon. What do you think? How do you feel?
Yeah, yung nangyari parang may drama na bad cop, good cop.
Oh.
Remember, this is not the first time na may pinaka-cancel si BM.
Yes.
Naalala niyo yung mga e-bikes?
Yep.
I-implement na, tapos biglang nung
Andiyan na, Pecha di
binawi
Peligro
niya.
na.
All of a sudden, syempre siya yung naging hero, di ba? So ngayon, ewan ko I could be wrong pero parang hilig natin
there's a pattern.
mag-announce ng mga nakakatakot na regulation.
Premature announcement.
Tapos pag talagang boiling point na yung galit ng mga tao, biglang babawiin ni BBM. So, sinong bida?
Which reminds me, ito yung isa sa mga ilang beses na rin ganito. The abolishing of the cash lanes. Twice. Then, the most promising DOTR Secretary, Vince Dizon, that's one of his pronouncements. A few days or a week before the permanent cancellation of the removal of the cash lanes. One of the first pronouncements of Secretary Vince Dizon was to postpone muna. So the cash lanes stays. Diba?
This is so great because I don't think he's running for office or anything, but he really wants to be a popular
hindi
guy
naman,
amongst,
but
noisy.
Yeah.
But in fairness to the good secretary, ako yung pronouncement niya meron siyang hindi ko gusto. Pero merong ibang bagay na nagagawa niya talaga. No? Like the plate na, the LTO plates. He said that he ordered the LTO to produce the plates in what? A few days or a week? The registration, a few days done. Diba? And then LTO Secretary ASEC Vigor Mendoza, sabi naman niya, yes. So, it made me thinking, anong nagawa nung past ASECs of LTO? Bakit isang Secretary Vince Dizon lang pala makakagawa niya and then LTO complies with it. Although, hindi pa natin nakikita ngayon. I haven't bought a new car. No? Ewan ko kung inabot.
No, you bought an EV na.
No. I don't know if inabot na nung CRV mo yon. Talaga bang mabilis na?
It's a hybrid. It's not an EV.
Sorry, but mabilis ba talaga? Or wala pa si Secretary Dizon when you got a new car? Wala pa siya nun?
Hindi, wala pa. Si Secretary Kim Pay nandun.
What's wrong with Secretary Kim? Did you not get the reference?
Of course.
Si Vernon got the reference.
Yes, he knows.
Okay, sige. So let's allow Vernon to continue.
Yeah,
So,
sige. Yay or nay?
Parang on and off.
Yay or nay?
No, what I find wrong here is that masyado nating sinasanay yung mga tao. Kaya walang ngipin yung batas natin. May i-announce tayo, bawiin natin. I-announce tayo, babawiin natin. So, parang naging laro.
So, walang paninindigan.
Parang
mo. Okay. Well, it's fair.
It's just
So
like
you have totally detached.
Hindi naman.
It's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ilang best na nangyari yan. Not just
Naalala
this
niyo,
year.
naalala niyo yung hindi pa yata si BBM dito. Naalala niyo yung HOV, high occupancy vehicle. Yung sa EDSA,
Yes, yes.
wala rin.
Wala rin.
Hindi na implement.
And these are being broadcasted, di
Yun na nga
ba?
eh, di ba?
Sa mga,
Yes.
sa mga news outlets.
Yes.
Pag iinitin yung ulo mo, tapos wala rin.
Wala lang. No, no
Someone-
follow through.
Yeah, so someone has to save the day, di ba?
Yeah.
And yeah, you were able to mention
Mention what?
earlier
That what?
who that was.
Ay,
So-
someone has to save the day.
Hindi natin
Yeah,
alam.
yeah.
Pwede rin nagkataon
May
lang.
or may not.
I don't know.
Once again, on the off chance that RSA is tuned in, you can call us up 8631-0899 to state your case. And no, he's not gonna it's not like we want him to just give us money.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. Show us the money. guys.
But he's such a good guy, no?
He is
He's
a-
always for
yeah.
the betterment.
But-
He's always for the country, for
Yeah.
sure. Now,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so let's go back to the rehab, no? It's postponed, and the president and the DOTR secretary said parang 1 month muna nilang pag-aaralan ulit because they've heard of this technology that the rehab can be done in 6 months to a year.
Oh, what's the technology?
Japanese technology.
What are your thoughts about that, guys?
What does it do?
Wala pa silang pinipresent.
Definitely
Details.
6 months
Wala.
beats 2 years.
That's true.
Oh, okay. So, what do you guys think about it?
Ako, taking up from what Vernon said, you know, at the end of the day, when it was so ready to be implemented, you think, who signed up on this, right? Did they not run it by PBBM, right? For such a big project, and so yeah, maybe to that point,
Yeah, that's kinda weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of get that sense, and if it wasn't run by him or ran by him, then yeah, someone has to take accountability for this, because we get a sense that they are not fully ready for it, and yet they were so ready to implement such draconian measures like that number coding scheme on top of what
Yeah.
we already have. And so you think, are we really setting ourselves up for success or for failure?
Or for sound bites.
Or for sound bites? Yeah.
No, but you mentioned you mentioned a while ago you don't know if this was run by the president. My question is that isn't that kind of micromanaging if they have to run by the president these things, or can't they decide for themselves? I don't know how.
Yeah,
I don't know what the process
point,
is.
good
I'm
point.
just asking,
That's
right?
a
What's
good
the
point.
process?
But the buck should stop somewhere. In this case, probably it should stop with DPWH
Yeah,
and
yeah.
DOTR. But having said that, I think something of this, because they have a cabinet meeting. What you mean to tell me they didn't bring this to the president's attention during one of those cabinet meetings? Sir, may ano po kaming pinaplano. What do you think about it?
Okay, so the last say is still the president.
Yeah.
Whatever
It's not,
happens.
It's not micromanaging if his reputation will be at stake, right? And
That's a good
so
point. Yeah.
if you want to play it both ways, then you can also think that maybe someone's swooping in to save the day, or number two, someone's just someone didn't run it by him completely or didn't give him the benefit of the entire picture of what's going to happen.
It could be real. It could be somewhat scripted.
And saan galing yung Japanese technology na in 6 months kaya? Bakit hindi
Where
yung
did it come
Yun nga.
from? All of a
Bakit-
sudden, it's here.
naka-announce na dun lalabas yung mga new technology, etc.
True.
Ano, new
Parang, is
technology truck ba yan? Or what?
Is there parang
Oo nga eh.
what is it?
parang they're not in sync then, no?
Yeah.
Especially that just recently the president called on asked for their courtesy resignations, and he even said sweeping, no? And then after a week or so, ES Bersamin had a press con, and only to realize most of them were retained,
Oh, yes.
right?
What was it
And
somebody?
meron siyang reply doon. Sabi niya, just wait. Marami pong undersecretaries and assistant secretaries. And, one journalist asked, but these are not heads of agencies.
Yes. So you said most were retained. Who weren't?
I
saw that.
hindi ko
I don't know.
memorized, but
Yeah. A lot of names.
A lot of
hindi ko
things.
DOJ
memorize.
secretary for one.
Was not
Yes.
retained.
Not retained.
Okay, so we're looking
Was
for not naman
retained.
we're
Si
looking for one.
sorry.
The Remulla brothers are retained.
Oh yeah. I mean, sorry. Si Ombudsman ba?
No, Solgen.
Solgen, yeah.
Solgen. But in this topic, the DPWH Secretary Bonon was retained, and as well as DOTR Secretary
Yes.
Vince Dizon.
Yes.
They're both retained.
They're both retained, and we're postponing. Okay, we know the topic. For those of you who just tuned in, 1 minute after 4, we are talking about the postponement of the EDSA rehabilitation. Our worlds were shaken. We bought cars. I'm not talking about myself, but some people we know bought cars just so they can
For the
drive
uneven
through.
scheme.
Just drive through EDSA, right? Because there were some exceptions, cars, motorcycles, and what people are preparing. They've signed papers, whatever. But now it is being postponed, so we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We don't know. After now, we still don't know.
You have to
After
ask the
this.
listeners.
Yeah.
What
They're
they
gonna
think about.
They're gonna do another study for a month. That's what they said. For a
Okay.
month. Okay. Vernon, I want to ask you, because your page Visor has one of the most, very engaging pages
That we have.
And I've heard of earlier you spoke that based on that's your personal opinion, right? What I want to ask Vernon is from your followers, because Jada, if you don't, just in case you don't know, Vernon is known to be reading each and every comments on his page and personally replies when necessary.
That's nice.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. True.
What do you mean by necessary? Okay.
Hindi naman lahat sinasagot niya.
Okay.
Hindi lahat ng comments sinasagot niya. No, pinipili niya. So, anyway, going back to my question, based on your followers, ano yung mga opinion nila?
Definitely, ayaw nila nung
Ayaw din nila.
as rebuild.
We are
Who
gonna stop
does?
on that. Okay, we're gonna explore more on Vernon's followers and how he replies to his followers online. But for now,
Magic 89.9.
hey, summer pa ba tayo? I
Yes.
mean, that's a legit question.
Yeah, I mean,
summer pa rin. Hindi ba bagat season na?
Not so much.
Officially rainy season
It's
na,
been
dineclare na.
Yeah, it's been raining
Dineclare na.
lately.
But
Dineclare
it's
na.
still so hot.
It is still so hot during the day.
It's raining in your
Yeah.
armpits.
Also, kaya refresh ka muna
Alam mo,
with
it's raining
Sprite.
in Manila.
guys.
Okay, and the hot topic for today, of course, we are talking about the EDSA rehabilitation. And later on, we are going to branch out to another hot topic. But we were left with our conversation with Vernon on how he appreciates the comments on his online posts.
Sobrang passionate ang mga tao.
Really?
Pagdating sa motoring. Kaya ang daming gumaya, di ba? Motoring, transportation,
What-
kotse.
What's the most engaging conversation you've had online? I mean, including this one, or is this
One of the most passionate topics. Marami.
China cars.
Every
China cars.
China
right?
cars.
There you
What
go.
about China cars?
Not everyone is accepting the fact that China cars are here to stay.
Are
competitive.
But the attitude of the Filipino car buyer has improved a lot.
Yeah, because
In what sense?
they were slapped in the face by the technology and the quality of China cars kasi.
Because
my opinion.
mga 2005, 2006, nobody will touch Chinese car.
It was so early naman kasi. 2005 for Chinese cars.
I think Cherry was one of the first brands here, no? Tama ba?
Yes.
Bakit parang ayaw sa
Naalala ko yung mga test unit dati. Nahuhulog yung handle. Bigla nasa gitna ka ng galit, tumitirik talaga. Totoo yan, ha? Hindi yun invento.
Yeah, and during that time, you will have to give it to their sales team 20 years ago because they
This is
had
QQ, no?
they had corporate
QQ.
accounts.
Wala akong sinabing brand, ha?
There was one of
But
the
they were the
biggest
only
was
one.
a soft drink company.
Merong iba,
Puro
merong
cherry
iba.
Okay.
Puro cherry QQ yun.
yung
He said it.
mukhang merong steak si
No, but
Eggay sa cherry.
I think everyone's agreeing na back in the day, cherry was the particular model that was launched here was not a good model. But now it's apples to apples na kayo ng
It's
ang China
changed
cars
a lot.
eh.
Big
It
time.
has improved. It has become more competitive.
Yes.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaya okay na si Vernon.
So he's very confident talking about them.
Okay. Are we switching to the next topic na? Okay na tayo sa EDSA rehab postponement. Parang we're kind of for it right? Because we need preparation, right, Cap?
Yes,
What's any last words about the postponement of the EDSA rehabilitation?
Well, I hope that the DOTR and the DPWH take the 1 month that's given to them to really study. And I mean really study what, the quickest way, most painless way we could have this realized. Now, probably to add, I'm not in favor of shutting down the whole of EDSA and having to get a new coding scheme. Maybe my suggestion there would be pwede naman siguro segments, and then we can work our way around that with the coding that we presently have. So I think that's it. Masyado talagang scary, maybe that's the word. Scary yung prospect of not being able to access EDSA when you want to for 2 whole years.
Yes.
That's just such a big pain.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants that.
Yeah.
Parang Armageddon
I second that,
levels.
yeah. Yep.
No, when you shut it down.
Carmageddon.
Yeah,
Armageddon.
right. When you shut a major part of your trip on a daily
Yep.
in the metro. Any last words?
Including Saturday, by the way.
Including weekends.
What the hell is that?
Okay. In
For
closing,
even numbers, no?
In closing, Vernon, we're gonna close this topic. Any last words about that?
Well, kahit na ma-rebuild natin yung EDSA, can we really solve the problem of our traffic congestion? Kasi parang sobrang dumadami yung car sales, so parang kahit ayusin yung bigyan nyo kami ng bagong kalsada,
Dadami lang naman yung cars.
wala, parami ng parami.
They're gonna fill it out.
How do you solve that?
My question for you is it a sign of progress when there are more cars on the road, when people are able to buy cars, when more people are able to buy cars? Is that a sign of progress, or
Parang
are we
misleading siya.
backwards? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Parang
I
misleading.
think it's, how do I say this? Because we've been progressing for the past 20 years in terms of car sales.
Okay.
So I think it's the other facets of commute that we have to really,
Pay attention
pay
to.
attention to. Like, I believe na postpone na naman yung subway construction.
I was so
And I
excited
like,
for that.
yeah, so yeah, I mean that's one big
Yun
reason-
sana ang progress.
Yeah, that's real progress
True.
if it were to push through. But unfortunately, it was halted once again.
Subway?
Yeah. Diba? So, yeah.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Sayang. But that conversation has ended. I'm sure you guys have discussed the subway postponement as well. Last year? Sometime earlier this year?
No, actually, this was like, I think this was announced a couple of weeks ago lang, and we weren't really able to talk about it.
The subway
Yeah,
postponement
but
as
we
well.
can talk about it on another day.
Okay. So now, Eggay, what are we going to talk about now? We are going to jump into...
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the effects of NCAP being brought back last May
To life.
26, no?
Nasty.
Resurrected last May 26. So
What's the update about the NCAP now? How's it going? How's it being? What's the reception?
I read somewhere that from 1,000 plus during its first day, it's now down to 500 a day. So it means it's going down. The apprehension,
The apprehension.
the violations are going down slowly.
By the day.
Wow.
By the day. Meaning, more and more are
That's progress.
following.
More and more people are following.
Yeah. So let's get the side of let's get the views of our guests. Cap, what do you think about NCAP?
Wow. NCAP. Actually, yeah, we saw the effects right away. I was watching on the news, of course.
Sorry, you're not using those like some of our media friends, no? Kasi medyo may exemption yung mga officially marked vehicles eh. Hey, Cap, you're not one of those who put this laminated bond paper on your windshield.
I'd like
Media.
to have one of those.
Nakalagay sa akin,
kidding.
Eggay, Quesada is my friend.
Yes. They
No,
won't stop you na.
You know, when I was younger, I used to do that, no? But then
But then you grow up and you realize it's not a good thing to do.
Exactly.
Yes. That's why now it's only we who does that.
Wow.
Anyway, yes. Cap,
Yeah. Well,
your
to your
opinion.
point, yes, I haven't used. Dati kasi we were
Haven't
issued.
he has a plan of
The media
using
ID.
one.
Yeah. Not just the
Not
ID.
yet,
we
not
were
yet.
given stickers
Soon.
actually
Stickers,
when I was
yeah.
full time with the Star before. We were given that. Pero at some point I just said, I trust myself. I don't willfully violate anyway. Pag may coding, I don't bring my car out. So there. With the NCAP, I think a lot of people were still surprised, probably, and I think it's also a reflection of our habits already, or bad habits in the case of a lot of motorists, and I must say riders as well.
Yes.
Kasi yan, of course, we see the SAIC operations, diba, on YouTube, and on TV, na inaabangan nila yung mga motorcycle riders and the vehicles, the four-wheeled vehicles that go to the bus lane.
Yes.
Pero napansin ko ngayon, kahit gabi, wala nang dumadaan doon. Even if they know that there's no more operation during that time.
Everybody's resting.
Yeah, so I guess it's been...
We're getting better.
Yeah, it's quite a deterrent
It's
now.
working.
Yeah, because you always think
Somewhat.
that Big Brother is watching. Kind of China feels, if you ask me. Yeah.
It's creepy, but this is where we are.
Yeah, maybe that's what me. But again, that's only one part of it, and another part would be I have this interesting quick kwento from my wife. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
She rode
Hi,
the
Joyce.
Grab, and then kinukwento sa kanya ng Grab driver. Sabi niya, ma'am, tumigil kami dati nakatigil sila sa traffic light. Merong ambulance sa likod, and then people were like honking already. Ayaw
I
niya
saw that.
pinanindigan ko, ma'am, hindi ako umabante. Tapos kinatok siya ng motor. So, ma'am, mabante ka. Sabi daw niya doon sa motorcycle rider, akin na lisensya mo. Para yung sa'yo ang natin, bibigay natin.
Yeah.
Tapos tinigilan na siya. Kasi yun nga, you now fall into that gray area.
Yes.
Wherein you want to follow the law, pero takot ka na dun sa what you have to
Camera.
explain.
That's interesting,
Kasi may
yeah.
dinadaan ako
That's
it's kind of
It should be brought.
complicated
Oh, it should be
thing.
brought
It's a
Yes.
complicated thing.
Yeah, you have to talk about it to someone who
Who decides, diba?
Yeah,
When
kasi
you're seen on
that's
the
a serious
camera,
matter.
who decides?
That's an ambulance actually wanting to pass, and
Yeah.
fearing for a fine and all.
Yes,
diba?
we're to get that
At the
in
same
the mail.
but at the same time, we also know that ambulances use the bus lane kahit wala naman silang sakay na pasyente, kahit wala naman silang urgent. And
Yeah,
worse,
yeah,
yung mga
yeah.
politiko daw, di ba? Nakasakay doon sa mga ambulansya.
Yeah.
So,
But-
sorry.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
news to me.
That's also.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know that.
that was recently addressed by MMDA Chairman Don Artes, no?
Okay.
About NCAP. Sabi niya, hindi daw i-apprehend or hindi daw magkakaroon ng violation yung mga motorists giving way to...
But how can you be sure?
Yun nga eh.
Diba?
They
How
have
can you be sure?
Nasa kanila yung camera.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. So how are you gonna defend yourself? How about you, Vernon?
No, I mean, kaya tayo may mga ganyang arguments. Napak-stupid if you think about it. Kasi ang gulo natin, wala tayong uniform
Yes.
na set of...
No structure.
Yes. It's on it.
Still.
Iba yung patakaran sa Makati, iba yung patakaran
Yes.
sa
Ah.
Hindi,
Quezon
tsaka,
City.
and again, we go back to enforcement. On and off eh. Diba? Ito, like the speed limiter law or something, no, by Sen JV Ejercito 10 years ago or more. Napag-usapan ulit yan when that accident happened in
Is this with the truck?
Esitex
Yeah.
or T-Plex. Esitex, I believe. No? So like that, it was already signed into law. In 10 years time, walang nagawang IRR. Diba? So, that happened.
Well, my question with the NCAP though is who do they email or who do they send the violation to? Who do they inform? The one who owns the vehicle or
The one registered in the LTO.
the one that's
So
registered
if it's
in the
like
LTO.
if it's not transferred to your name, it will be delivered to the previous
Yes.
owner.
May question ako. Lagi tayo nag-test drive ng unit, di ba?
Yes.
Paano pag nahuli tayo?
Diretso sa manufacturer.
Yes,
Yun na nga eh.
straight to the
Yun na nga eh.
manufacturer.
Kawawa yung company.
Yeah, that's why we have it's our what do you call this? Prerogative to follow the rules. Diba?
Okay. Or for them, or for the manufacturers to tell you before, handing over the cars, guys, follow the rules because, or you
Yeah.
should sign an agreement na if they get this, they will just look at the time and the date who was, driving this
Yes.
particular
Yes,
vehicle. And then
it's
we'll
our
work with you.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Kasi I remember, me and my dad and my family, so we traveled to a specific country. Tapos we got caught over speeding.
Okay.
And we didn't know about it until 5 months after. And this particular brand
Ano
didn't
po yung
want
overspeeding?
200 kilometers per hour.
200 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Your daddy was
Hindi, akala
driving.
ko speeding lang.
Both of us.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Speeding. So, anyway, yun nga. The manufacturer was really shy about telling us about our
about
our
your violation because you were tourists.
Yes. No. The local brand na who I don't know, parang
okay.
they just paid the fine. So my dad was like, why did you do that? You should have told us from the get-go.
And we would hand over for 30 days in prison.
In prison. So guess mo, I think it's really a responsibility talaga. I mean, no matter what it is, if it's a borrowed vehicle or wala, kasi it's gonna be a domino effect. Like
This is where I want the
about
face recognition to be donated to the streets of para it doesn't go to it goes directly to the one who's handling the vehicle
and driving, yeah.
Driving the vehicle. If you can see through the the heavily tinted front,
But
right?
apparently probably some of the cameras already high definition kasi they can even spot daw yung if you're unbuckled, if your seatbelt is unbuckled.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's part of the violations that they're
Even
looking
with the
for,
darkest, even with the darkest shade of tint, kaya na.
Yun ang hindi ko alam. Probably not. But
Kasi Vernon, that's one of the reasons before yung carpooling, no. Kaya hindi rin yan natuloy Kine-question yung capable are our cameras capable of
see
seeing
right
through
yes.
tinted cars?
Yeah, I want that. See right through and then facial recognition. That would be so good. But we are going to talk more about anything and everything on the road. You can send your requests and questions on playback.tv/magic899.
Magic 89.9.
You were listening to Magic 89.9. This is the Pit Stop with Gamboa and Eggay Quesada. And of course, our guests, Vernon Sarne and Cap Maceda Aguila. We were talking about, on the off chance that you just tuned in or turned on your playback.tv/magic899, we just finished talking about the EDSA rehab postponement, and then we have moved on to NCAP. But that song was brought to you by
Red Horse Extra Strong, the #1 extra strong beer in the world.
My energy ulit.
And your favorite.
Because
yes.
because
Nakalimutan mo.
alcohol and your favorite
Yeah.
as well. Okay, I just wanna know.
Don't drink and drive.
This is
Okay.
the pit stop with Red Horse. Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Why are hybrids exempted from? Why were they exempted from the EDSA rehabilitation, the odd even scheme?
Yeah.
For
Hybrids and EVs. Why?
environmental
Concerns, they were trying to encourage during that time.
Pero parang feeling ko dapat at this point, dapat
Hindi na.
hindi na, di ba?
Well, maybe remove the...
Wag naman, kakakuha ko lang.
Maybe
Yan ang sinasabi ko. Umamin din.
siguro gradually, no?
You know,
The hybrid,
Yeah, for everyone, yeah.
you
the
know what?
hybrid plug-in, and then eventually the EVs.
You know what? In-encourage lang natin yung mga mayayaman na kumuha ng
Isa pa.
hybrid or
Na extra car.
basically, na-solve ba talaga yung congestion? Kaya-kaya rin nilang bumili.
That was what I was asking the executive director of EVAP last week when we had him. Is this to promote the EVs, the sales of the hybrids? Because you weren't, meeting your targets apparently, and it's already June. Parang you're supporting this, I'm sure, because your sales are gonna go up. But yun nga, my question is, why are they exempted?
No, but
for environmental purposes lang?
Just
Yun lang yun? I mean,
for your information, Jada, a law was passed back in 2023.
Yeah.
2023 pa naman yun. But then, since nabigyan ng ganong incentive, syempre, maraming bumili. Di ba?
But I don't think they were able to meet the target.
I don't know, but
number,
right now there are 24,800 EVs. Assorted. Plug-in, mild hybrids, and EVs.
So wala yung hybrid dyan.
on the streets.
Wala yung hybrid.
Kasama
dun sa-
hybrid.
Kasama na.
Kasama
Kasama.
yung
Like,
sa
kasama.
24.
The full hybrid?
Yes.
Dr. Manny Bayona even included the e-bikes daw.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
his point
Wheels
is
and four.
hindi naman siguro kami makaka-contribute sa traffic dahil 24,000 lang.
That's what I heard. They're way below their target numbers.
But since nga, Vern said,
Ang
the
laki na
rich-
ng sales ng
the rich-
UID ngayon.
Oh.
Mm.
So it's still the same amount of vehicles on EDSA if, these rich people like we and Eggay and Vernon and Cap buy the EVs. So, hindi pa rin sila exempted, di ba?
But it's a law. Marami kasi nagulat, dahil akala nila masyadong pinapaboran ang EVs and hybrids para sa odd-even scheme. So we're trying to inform them that it's been a law. It's been there since 2023.
2023.
Nagkataon lang na may magkakaroon ng odd-even scheme which is now cancelled.
Yes.
But then, according to our guests last week, Dr. Bayona, sabi niya, the exemption is until 2028. Now, sabi ko, Doc, is there a possibility that it will be extended? Well, this is just his opinion, no? Sabi niya, Eggay, ang mild hybrids, baka hindi nakasama. Kasi sabi niya, it's already mainstream. What he sees daw is from plug-ins to EVs, baka. Again, he's not sure, but that's what he
Can you
thinks.
give an example of mild hybrids for the listeners? I mean,
Yes, of
even
course.
even myself, no?
Yeah.
I think
Suzuki.
Mazda,
Suzuki,
The
Suzuki.
XL5,
XL7.
Ertiga.
Ertiga.
Those are mild hybrids.
Yeah, the Okavango, I think, is a mild hybrid.
is it?
Yes.
Okay.
The
didn't know
Mazda
that.
6 XC6. Sorry, the Mazda.
CX60,
660.
CX90, and CX30.
They're all mild hybrids.
Mild
now.
And for the European brands
Parang wala akong alam na mild
No,
hybrid.
sorry,
and
meron.
American.
Sorry, yes.
BMW is
Plug-in.
yeah, plug-in and full hybrid sila eh. Like BMW,
Okay.
Lexus.
And for the American counterparts.
Parang wala din akong alam.
Actually,
na
Dr. Manny was saying, even hybrids like the Corolla Cross, the HRV, for him, mainstream na kasi ngayon yun. So, kung ma-extend man, baka hindi na raw masama yung hybrids.
sa next
Kung
sa
ma-extend.
2028.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think is the next stage for the NCAP? What are we looking forward to? What's the next step for the, after, okay, we're doing the NCAP, it's succeeding, 50 or 500? 500?
Down to 500.
Down to 500.
Yeah.
What's the next
Violators.
step
From 700, I think.
1,000?
1,000.
First day pala 1,000 ang
Mas
mabot.
bumaba na
Then
700.
500.
But they should,
50%.
Bumaba na
but they
500.
should catch muna yung mga gumagamit ng mga parang fake.
Oh yeah,
fake plates.
fake
Because
plates and
what's the good of?
Uso pa ba ang fake plates ngayon?
Yeah.
Dami pa rin. Sobra.
Snatchers.
At this day and age?
Yeah,
Seryoso?
a lot.
Gosh.
And yung mga nagtatakip ng
Sige
nagtatakip
nga.
ng
face mask. Using face
Yeah.
masks.
Kung ano-ano, may nagte-tape ng mga para hindi
Hindi
makumpleto
clear.
yung
Para hindi
yung
clear.
detail.
So we should address that as
Yes, of
well.
course, of
Of
course.
course.
How do you address that? Enforcer physical, di ba? Hindi
Kaya kailangan pa rin yun. I don't think NCAP will work without an enforcer
Oh, just for you guys.
physically there.
Yes.
Yun.
What are we showing them?
Well,
Vernon?
it's sent by a reader. So that's
That's a fake plate.
a Middle East
Oh.
plate, whatever.
And this
Juicy.
is, of course,
It's being-
sailing through the streets of the metro.
Yes.
And
Okay.
one more thing, tama si Vernon, no? I see this on Visor. Marami pa rin tayong enforcers na nakamotor na hindi naka-helmet at walang plaka eh. Again, our enforcers are always exempted. No? This is my area. I'm a policeman. I'm a barangay tanod. That's why I can use my motorbike or my car
Without a helmet.
without a helmet or
Without
without a plate
gear.
number.
Without anything.
Really?
Yeah, that's basically
Every
rude.
day I see these.
Barangay
Around.
tanod ako eh.
I don't know that.
They really do that.
So actually the problem is not with NCAP eh. The problem is with our culture.
It's a cultural thing.
I think a law is only as powerful as the exemptions that go with it. In other words if you see yung barangay chairman or whoever exempted sila, may inspire ka ba to
follow
What's
the
the
law.
point?
Like yung sa bus lane
Yes.
na lang di ba?
May
How
inspired
many
kang
have
tumakbo for barangay tanod.
How many have we
Actually,
seen
yun ang goal mo sa
violating
life.
the...
Maging
No,
opisyal.
and
Yeah.
to add to that, you don't actually have to be the chairman eh. Kaibigan ka lang, anak ka lang ng chairman. Ganun ka na. Ganun
parang
ka na
ikaw,
eh.
nung high school ka,
No.
nagagamit mo yung calling card ni General pagka
didn't do that.
nahuli.
Never.
Ganun ang kultura natin.
Yes.
Kaya takot sila sa NCAP kasi hindi sila pwedeng manuhol.
Mag-apila.
Hindi sila pwedeng magpakilala na kaibigan ko si ganito, si ganyan. Sino kakausapin mo?
Well, I think, diba, I mean, let's be honest and let's be real. No, the NCAP actually isn't as effective way back when it was first introduced. No, so when it was suspended because of a lot of loopholes, I mean, what changed since?
Yeah.
And since
Why did
na-implement siya
they
ulit,
bring
diba?
it
So
back?
yeah.
Why did they bring it back?
Yung pagbalik ng NCAP is partial. Meaning, yung mga minamanage ng
Major
MMDA.
na.
Pero yung mga minamanage ng LGO is, LGU is suspended pa rin.
So basically, EDSA and Commonwealth.
Oh, why did they
So
bring it back? What
selected
changed?
cases.
What
Because yung-
improved?
Yung TRO kasi.
Was lifted.
Yeah, was lifted. That's
Yeah, I
it.
mean, no changes with it. It's still intact. Like everything that's
Para
on paper, it's
tulungan
still
din
intact.
yung EDSA rebuild.
It's for that. It was supposed to support that.
Yeah.
Okay, for the rebuild of EDSA, because the MMDAs or the enforcers will not be able to tambay along EDSA while it's being rehabilitated.
In a perfect.
Okay, so do you guys have any idea if it's still gonna stick since
Since is it sticking
Okay.
since
Yep.
it has been postponed?
Tuloy pa rin. Ang postponed yung odd even.
Odd even.
Pero
Odd
yung
even
NCAP
scheme is
is- NCAP
postponed.
Okay pa rin.
Oh.
Okay. And the rehabilitation is also postponed. So rehabilitation and then odd even postponed,
Yep.
end cap tuloy-tuloy lang.
And there's no more free Skyway 3 and the NLEX connector.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because that was laid on the table when...
Can't we tell them no backseat, sir? You already said it.
Touch move,
Right?
touch move.
Touch move, wala na, bawal na. So,
Wala na.
so balik ulit.
Yeah.
It's not free anymore
No.
going through the Skyway. Okay, later on we are gonna have more or batian portion of CAP and also the last words about NCAP and the EDSA rehabilitation. But what do you have? What do you have,
So we have 6 minutes left, so.
We have 6. Oh my God! I thought we had more time because here it's more time.
No, we can use your time. There's two girls in a car.
Wait lang. Hang on.
Magic 89.9.
Elijah Woods with Sunlight. No, he is not Frodo. May Elijah Woods tayo, Tina, pero hindi si Frodo.
Ako akala ko na in-interview ko siya. Lord of the Rings. Hindi pala, hindi. He's this tall, really good-looking Canadian dude.
But also Elijah Wood, the actor, is also good-looking naman.
But short.
Yeah, short. Yeah.
And iconic because of Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
and other things. So, Tina, may question ka ba kay Vernon tsaka kay Cap?
Actually,
Ano?
nakikinig naman ako.
So, nasagot
So,
na yung question niya.
Okay na ako.
Mama, siya ka sa ginawa ni Vernon at saka ng Visor sa FB mamaya. Pero bago, dito ka lang. Okay, pero may question muna si Eggay kay Vernon.
I live
in
for the
closing.
comments.
I know.
I live
So
for the,
does
doon ako
he.
napupuyat.
He does too. He lives for that. He lives for the
Oo.
comments.
Ang tawag ba doon troll? Kami yung mga troll, yung nagbabasa lang ng comments.
No, yung trolls are
Stalkers.
Feeling ko
Lurkers
lurker.
kayo.
Lurker.
Lurkers. There you go.
Sorry,
Lurkers.
Ako din, lurker lang din
It's
ako.
fine.
Yeah, dito ka
Ako
lang.
din, lurker
Okay.
din ako.
Okay, ang question ni Eggay.
Before we end
Nagbabagang
the
tanong.
mga pahabol lang na tanong. Vernon, on your page, no, I'm just curious, given the NCAP, yung followers mo, no, if you weigh, anong mas matimbang?
Hati.
Hati.
May merong pabor sa NCAP. Yung mga responsible drivers. May mga kontra din. Pero in fairness sa mga kontra, hindi lang sila yung mga kamote. Merong matitinong sa kanila kaya lang wala silang tiwala. Parang ganun. Kasi nga yung nangyari dun sa unang implementation.
Okay. And would you know 4 wheels and 2 wheels na nalalaman mo based on comments kung ano sila, saan sila nanggagaling? Are they car drivers? Are they riders?
Halo. Pero,
rin.
well, makikita mo sila yung gwahe minsan. Yung iba rin magsalita yung mga riders. I'm not saying na meron silang alam mo yan, guy, di ba? Dahil rider ka, di ba? Iba yung salita niya, di ba?
Kala ko naman
Mga
you're
macho,
okay.
mga
Kala ko you were
macho.
asking kung sino yung hati.
Mga maton.
Mga maton.
SB19 tsaka Bini. Akala ko yun natanong mo.
Babalik tayo dyan sa SB19 at Bini usapan. Pero kailangan natin batiin yung mga nasa listahan ni Cap.
Yan.
Best friends mo, ha?
Oh,
Best friends mo.
shoutout tayo kay Yuli Ang of Car Guide, Fort Manahan, Ken Flores, Paulo Papa, Ryan Isana na nasa China ngayon, nakikinig sa atin.
Ryan was our guest before.
Isang kumpare ko, Pong Ambagan, one of our bowling coaches na kaibigan din, Orlene Batistil. Hello, thank you for listening. Thank you sa shoutout.
Thank you. And,
Parang kulang. Gusto mo babasahin ko sa Messenger yung mga gusto mo
Ay,
batiin?
wag, bayata. Mga friends mo yan eh.
how about
Vernon.
for Business World, is there anything that you want to promote? Website, social media accounts?
Yes, please do visit our website. It's bworldonline.com, and I also have my personal YouTube channel. It's called Uncapped.
Spell it out.
UNKAPPED.
Ang hirap.
Wow.
Tapos follow me on IG also. It's Cap Quesada Aguila. That's one word. And yun, I basically report what I cover, which is mainly automotive. Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you very much for
This is a
allowing that.
phone-in
Prolific.
question lang, Kap. May nag-text taga-motoring. Are you related to Yayo Aguila?
Uy, ano yun valid question yun.
Kuya, tanong mo yata yan eh.
O we Gamboa? Just kidding. Okay.
Phone in question from
She's a
Jada.
half-sister.
Are you really? She's a half sister. Oh
Ate,
yeah,
ate.
there's your answer. She's a half sister. Are you related to Aguila Glass?
No. Yan pinag-usapan din namin yan. No, hindi naman.
I have to ask
Yeah,
you.
shout out to Francis Aguila.
Yun. Shout out.
Yeah.
They're the
Pero
owners of
cousin
Aguila
yung tawag ko
Glass.
sa kanila.
My glass in my house all the glasses Aguila.
Oy.
Oy.
So many days, dalawa lang.
There's...
Placement.
Hi, bro.
Placement.
Hi, Francis. Joke lang yan.
never mind. Okay. Vernon, last words or you wanna greet someone?
No. Let's talk about.
May
Yes.
Yeah.
usapan kami ni...
Okay, just very recently, Visor became viral. Nax. So, can you please, very recently na to kasi over the weekend to eh. Diba? So, what was your post
This is a
over
music
the weekend?
issue so we can talk about it. Yeah.
Traffic and music issue. Okay.
Yeah.
last week, we posted yung traffic advisory ng NLEX.
Okay.
Because apparently may concert ng weekend yung
Sa
group.
Philippine Arena,
SB19.
SB19.
Okay.
Actually, walang halong biro. Hindi ko talaga sila kilala. Tinanong ko yung nagpadala ng PR.
okay.
Sabi niya, sir, ano yan? Famous
P-pop.
P-pop.
Uh-huh.
Sabi ko, isa lang ang kilala ko, Bini.
Bini.
Which is totoo rin hindi ako nagbibiro. Nakilala ko lang yung Bini dahil lagi pinapatugtog sa mga car events.
Oh, now we know.
Yeah. Yung Pims, pinatugtog pa ng Uwagi, yung cherry. Yung cherry on top.
Yes.
So,
Oy.
lagi ko naririnig.
So, naging fan ka?
I wouldn't say fan, pero naririnig.
Mas familiar ka lang. Familiar ka lang.
Mas familiar ka. So, ang tanong mo ay.
So anyway, dinumog kami. Nagalit sila dahil actually hindi nila alam na actually I was making fun of my age actually. Dahil hindi ko kilala eh. Sabi hindi ko na kilala mga bata. But parang
the
di akala
fans
nila
took it as-
tinitira ko yung idols nila.
Yeah.
But tas pinagbintangan kami ng rage bait, whatever, na pinagsasabong na namin yung fans ng Bini, fans. Unang-una, I wasn't even aware na nagsasabong pala sila. Sabi, alit na nga lang ng music industry natin, magsasabong pa kayo? Parang, diba? I mean, really not interested. So, inawin lang kami. Tapos nung weekend, nung niremind ko sila nung sa traffic advisory, buhay pa rin. So, they were threatening to have our page
Past report.
daw
Taken down.
Taken down.
Ganyan.
On what?
On grounds?
Yeah,
Dahil,
Hating.
I don't know. Dahil
hindi nyo kilala ang SB19.
Hate. They think they're
Pinopromote ko yung
Visor's actually hating on SB19.
Pero
which is
wala-
not the case.
pero wala kaming hate. Sinabi lang namin.
And you're
sabi
not
ko,
baiting.
sabi ko, crime na bang aminin na hindi mo kilala?
Kaya na bang aminin na may edad na ako?
Exactly.
Yeah, or something like that. Okay. Oh, wait lang. Time now is 4:58.
Yes, the time check was brought to you by San Miguel flavored beer ulit. Make life refreshing, sweet. Drink responsibly.
And on that note, Vernon, is there anyone you want to say hi to? Ganyan. Promote your page, Sokmed.
My two dogs. Si Job and Luke.
Dalawa na.
Yeah,
ha?
Looks the
Nice.
beagle.
Yeah.
And Sokmed accounts.
Playdate!
Dogs daw, dogs. Hindi kayo yung dogs.
Sheila and Vernon on a play date. Wow. Amazing. So, and your Sokmed accounts? Where can they find you? Website? all
Our
that?
website is visor.ph. Visor.ph. That's Facebook. Visor.ph.
Okay. All right. So, we'll be back next week, guys.
Of course.
Is there anything that you want to promote?
Yeah, I mean, just kindly follow my pages, Motoring Today and Autofocus PH.
Dami. BIR na yan, ha? Nagbabayad kayo sa
Happy
BIR.
anniversary
ha?
pala sa inyo.
Oh,
Happy
thank you.
anniversary.
20. Sorry, that's
38 years.
28.
38.
Wow.
May party ba?
Longest running.
May party ba?
Sa 40th na.
Sa 40, ang tagal.
Longest running, diba?
Longest running, no, longest running motoring show.
Yes,
Pero
that's right.
second kami sa Itbulaga.
TV
Oo,
show
ano?
naman ang pinag-uusapan doon.
TV show naman
TV
ang-
show
yeah.
naman. Motoring show on TV.
There you go.
Longest running. And Eggay Quesada.
Yes, please visit our socials, Autocar Philippines and Wheels Philippines on Facebook, as well as our websites, autocar.com.ph and wheels.ph.
Dami naman yan.
All, ano yan, lahat yan legally... Wait,
Registered.
Yes. Sorry, I just wanna... Naku, nawala.
Okay lang yan.
Shout out to the facilities team of Global Payments over at Vertis North Corporate Center Tower. Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for listening to us. May pahabol ka, wala naman.
No, we're good, we're good.
Ay, sabi pala ni sorry,
It's okay.
sabi ni Fed Borromeo ng Aguila Glass, may ICC daw sila.
ICC.
Ay, kinig sa atin eh.
Hi guys. Please say hi to Francis for me.
Quality.
Hello, thank you so much for giving us quality glass. And, since sa pag-usapan natin yung SB19 and all that, this next song goes out to Justin, Gab, and to the rest of the people at Visor, most especially Vernon.
Yeah.
Most especially Vernon.
Ano ba tawag sa SB19 fan?
Bininters? Ano ba?
Hindi ko lang. Nasaan na si Bella? Si Bella alam niya eh. Okay. Malalaman natin mamaya kasi
Yeah.
definitely meron magme-message natin sa playback.tv/magic899. Up next, we've got Tina Ryan and Houseline at 6 p.m. Before that, magkukwento lang kami ni Tina between 5 to 6. But for now, here's SB19.